Child support is an absolute joke. The system is rigged to favor the parasitic moms who just use it to squeeze whatever she can to get out of the dad to fund her lifestyle, all while putting a tiny fraction of what she takes from the dad to actually use towards her kids. Do you realize that the percentage of women that leave men is higher than men that leave women? Like 70% of all separation is initiated by the woman in the US. And then she has the audacity to try and steal money from the poor bastard. Not only does the guy get his heart ripped out of his chest and his family stripped away, he also gets his pockets snatched in the process. The ultimate kick you in the nuts scenario. You know what the crazy part of it all is? Even if you take the kids 50% of the time, you still have to provide child support, especially if you make more than her. So now there's an incentive for the woman to not become successful or to further her career, so she can sit around and collect checks year after year. It's actually in the best interest of the mom to not work in order to maximize the amount she gets paid. All while she feeds her child cup noodles every night, driving around in a nice car with a roof over her head, getting her hair and nails done once a week. There is zero accountability on how those funds are even used. Like no reporting, no auditing of any sort, like nothing. The deadbeat mom simply tells the government who the dad is, and then they go on to track the dude down and then rip him to pieces. Then she's gonna talk about how she's a strong, independent woman, while the poor guy works hard, spends half the time with his kids, gets screwed in the process. The average single dad has to pay about 15 to 25% of their gross income for one child. So now if you have multiple children, you're even more screwed. And then you're stuck paying child support until the kids are like 18 years old. In the US, kids are legally allowed to work as early as age 14. So technically, you could be paying child support to fund the mom's lifestyle while the kids get to work to fund their lifestyle. Everyone wins except the dad that's getting anal gaped for like the next 18 years. There are even scenarios that I've come across where the dad has been paying child support for years for a child that wasn't biologically his. If he doesn't contest a paternity within a year after the filing, he's going to get hit with child support for years to come. So how do you even deal with that without blowing up and having a brain aneurysm out of boiling rage? It's really scary to think that something that should be so special can become something that can bring such torment and misery for years. This can't be healthy, and it probably just builds resentment towards the kids from the dad's perspective, with less involvement in the child's life as a result of it. And then the kids probably think that the dad doesn't really love them, and then builds resentment towards him, thus starting an ongoing toxic cycle that can potentially affect the next generations to come after them. It's unfortunate because the kids don't even really know what's going on, and the mom and children are living their best life while the dad is scraping by, barely surviving, probably eating cup noodles every night out of necessity. All because a parasitic woman who used her superhuman power of childbearing for her own financial gain. So why does a system like this still exist? It feels straight up demonic. No wonder guys have trust issues and don't want to get married in this day and age. It's like you're setting yourself up for failure, and not only that, financial ruin along with it. And the whole feminist movement, it's created a generation of women that just know they have this weapon in their back pocket to use at will. So you can be with the woman for years doing everything for her, and then all of a sudden she turns around and decides she's not happy anymore because she's chasing a feeling rather than honoring a commitment of death do us part. She'll file for child support without you even knowing, and then you get hit with a letter from the government garnishing your paycheck. Like there's no way to stop it. I hear too many stories across the board from men that are just broken in every single way, going through the same thing. Their confidence is shot, their motivation, drive, energy, and will to live is absolutely gone. And then you come across this parasitic mom's social media accounts, and of course, she's already got a new man, going on trips, living her best life. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are scenarios where the tables are turned and the deadbeat dad left the mom who was relying on support from the father and got screwed in the process, but from what I see across the board and the data, it shows that the majority of the cases are not that. One thing for sure is that you need to be extra careful with who you decide to reproduce with. It can be one of the most special and beautiful things that you ever do in life, but if you're just mindlessly having sex with promiscuous, evil women, you can't really be surprised at the end of the day when she pulls this crap on you. Looking at how her her family is, and understanding her morals, religious background, and upbringing will probably help in identifying if she's someone that's worth going down that road with in the first place. Even then, you're never sure, but at least you're taking the safer route at the end of the day. Guys, gotta do your homework and vet these chicks. Don't let them get you for all your hard-earned money just so that they can go spread legs for anyone else while collecting the money that you worked hard to make. The economy isn't getting any easier, so the last thing you need is an 18-year-long payment that steals 25% of your gross income. In the meantime, I'm going to continue just working on self-improvement for myself, and I'm going to do anything I can to keep it in the pants until I'm absolutely sure I found someone I can trust with my life.